So the Rittenhouse trial is over, and he is found not guilty. A surprise to no one except for those who did not watch the trial and instead relied upon mainstream media. The mainstream media has spent the entire trial trying to convince people that Kyle Rittenhouse killed black people, hiding every single fact which pointed towards Kyle Rittenhouse being not guilty, amplifying all of the misinformation which made him sound guilty, and when the court proceeded to the point where it looked like a not guilty verdict was very likely, they started smearing and targeting the judge, even though it's the jury that decides if someone's guilty or not. But don't worry, they harass them too. But I mean, if you live in the current year and don't know that the mainstream media is utterly corrupt and devoid of any truth, God bless you. I sometimes wish I could live on an Amish farm too. The new narrative from the mainstream media after the not guilty verdict is that this trial is obviously an example of the white supremacist nature of this country, white privilege, essentially making the entire case for BLM, Antifa, all of the left, that there is no justice in America. The justice system is corrupt. And of course, once again, the left takes to the Black Lives Matter mantra: no justice, no peace. Blue check marks, posts calling for violence, posts spreading misinformation everywhere. And for some reason, they aren't being censored as hard as when people say that Kyle Rittenhouse was not guilty. And I don't have to tell you, all throughout the trial, what everyone has been saying is that if he's found not guilty, there are going to be riots all across the country. The city of Kenosha is going to be burnt to the ground. And it's not just right-wing fear-mongering, there are left-wingers promising it, saying that there will be hell to pay if he is found not guilty. And for some reason, all of the mainstream right-wing opinions on this has been messages of unity. Oh, guys, we need to heal together. We need to unify with all these people who are calling for cities to be burnt down. The problem with that is no justice, no peace. That's domestic terrorism. You might think I'm being hyperbolic, but I'm really not. The mainstream right-wing talking heads on Fox News, they're too busy trying to sell you their next book to tell you the truth, so here it is. Here is the United States definition of domestic terrorism. Domestic terrorism consists of acts which are dangerous to human life, that are in violation of the criminal laws of the United States or any state. These acts must appear to be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, to influence policy via intimidation or coercion, to affect the conduct of the government by means of mass destruction, kidnapping, or assassination, and to occur primarily within the jurisdiction of the United States. If Kyle Rittenhouse goes free, there will be riots. If George Floyd's killer goes free, there will be riots. If Donald Trump gets reelected, there will be riots. Political motives and threats to the general population. And they carry them out. I don't know, would you say that rioting, looting, arson are dangerous to human life and are against U.S. criminal law? Would you say that the mass destruction caused in the wake of George Floyd's death affected policy in the United States? Hilariously, Black Lives Matter seems to fit worst into subsection C, which states that these attacks occur primarily within the United States. BLM plagues the entire Western world. The best argument that BLM isn't a domestic terrorist organization is that they're actually an international terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter is a plague, a golem in America, one which is financed and supported by the political elite and the richest corporations in the world, and is supported by the media as they run endless propaganda supporting Black Lives Matter. And to what effect? To sow terror and fear and submission into the general population of America. The average American citizen should be afraid of the repercussions of Black Lives Matter if they do not support the establishment agenda which Black Lives Matter supports. They are the unwitting enforcers of the corrupt global political elite. A pit bull which the political elite lets off its chain to terrorize the American people, and which the political elite will reward after the job is done with a scrap of meat. We don't need unity with Black Lives Matter and the left-wing establishment. They don't want unity with you. They want to utilize terrorism to destroy you, or if you are not destroyed, put you into submission to them. You can't fight for unity and democracy and freedom when you live in a country with the black cloud of violent repercussions for any actions which go against the mob. You don't unify with terrorists. You don't forgive terrorists. You don't negotiate with terrorists. They need to be destroyed.